We are here in Magic Kingdom for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. And tonight we're going to be trying as much of the new food as possible, and trust me, there's a lot. At the end of the video, I'll let you know which foods are a must try and which foods you should probably skip. I hope you're hungry because this is the ultimate foodie guide to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Even though it is only November, Christmas has begun here at Disney World, and of course, all of the Christmas food has been released as well. Keep in mind that all of the food I show you guys tonight is only available during Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, and some of it is also only available during certain times of the event, which we'll get to in a bit. With that being said, there is still a ton of Christmas food to enjoy, even if you're not attending one of the parties, which I will have a video on very, very soon, so hit that subscribe button and make sure you keep an eye out. But for now, we're sticking to the party-exclusive food, so let's head to our first stop, Sleepy Hollow. All right, here it is, the first food of the party, the Holiday Red Velvet Waffle Sundae. This is a Mickey-shaped red velvet waffle topped with M&Ms, peppermint ice cream, and hot fudge. This is an item that they pretty much have every year, and I always remember enjoying it, so I wanted to start this party off with hopefully a bang. Okay, here's the deal. The flavor of the waffle is really good. However, it feels like it was baked about an hour ago. It's not very crispy on the outside, and I feel like with a Mickey waffle, you really need it to be like crispy on the outside there. The peppermint ice cream on top is delicious. I remember always liking this peppermint ice cream. They have it also at the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor, I believe, and the peppermint ice cream is delish. So is the waffle. It's just a little bit stale and old. I need my waffle to be crisp, and this is soggy. Similar to all of the waffles that they serve here at Sleepy Hollow these days. They really messed up the waffles here.
Sad day for Sleepy Hollow.
It's always a sad day for Sleepy Hollow now. But I will say, the snack is only $7.79, and for the size and kind of like what you're getting, I think that's a really great value. You have a full-sized Mickey waffle and then a decently sized scoop of ice cream on top. I mean, I think that's like cheaper than a sundae that you could get at like the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor. And even though it's a little bit stale, I still think it's a good thing to get, especially if you get it like a little bit fresher. But for $7.79, I would say come get this. Next up, we also got the Szechuan cauliflower from Sleepy Hollow. This is a spicy breaded cauliflower tossed in a Szechuan soy glaze. And I will say it was a little off-putting when we were walking by the window and saw them bring over a big frozen plastic bag of fried cauliflower. And you know, I didn't expect it to be like freshly battered and fried, but just seeing that was a little bit off-putting. So this is straight out the freezer. I don't know, tossed in some sauce. I have a feeling it's not gonna be that spicy, but we shall see. Oh my gosh, the Szechuan sauce might be the same sauce that they use on the dreaded chicken wings here for the Halloween party that are actually like my worst enemy.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
That's what we do here at Sleepy Hollow. We'll grab a little cauliflower here. I definitely would not say this is Szechuan. It is not really that spicy at all. And also, another thing that kind of isn't crispy that should be, it's not like soggy like the waffle, but it's also not crispy. I do like the flavor of the sauce. I would say it's definitely the same sauce that they're using on the chicken, except for this vessel that they're putting it on is actually edible here. And you might think, you've got this Chinese food container of cauliflower here, and it's a big portion for the price, but you would be wrong because it is 75% full of these little like filler fried rice noodles here. And you had one piece of cauliflower?
Yeah.
I had one. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 pieces of cauliflower. Most of them are even smaller than this right here. So this would probably not be on my list to get again. If this whole thing was full, maybe, but since they're putting that bunch of that filler in there, I don't know if I would necessarily recommend this. Now, I am with my friend Juliet, and she mentioned reduce, reuse, recycle, and that definitely seems to be the theme here at Sleepy Hollow, because not only do they have that Szechuan sauce that they're reusing for the cauliflower, they also have orange chicken tenders on the menu, which are the exact same thing that they have on the menu during the regular day. They're just served in a container like the cauliflower is served in. So
I feel like it only hurts our feelings because Sleepy Hollow used to be so fantastic. It used to be the best place to eat in Magic Kingdom. It's fallen from grace now. Why?
Sad times here at the Sleepy Hollow.
Let's sing along. They'll sing with you. All right, here we go. Don't forget, ho, ho, ho. Hey, Santa Claus, ho, ho, ho.
All right, next up we stopped here at the Golden Oak Outpost because they actually have a bunch of different things that I want to try, including this fried ice cream Christmas tree that we definitely have to get to first because it is quickly melting. This is peppermint ice cream rolled in cereal topped with green cookie butter, whipped cream, and festive sprinkles. Now, I did actually watch them freshly deep fry this. They actually had them like pre-formed and then they kind of popped it in the fryer, just a quick flash fry before they topped it with the cookie butter whipped cream, and I don't know how much of a good flavor combo peppermint and cookie butter is gonna be, but let's try it out here. Yeah, it's definitely not a good one. There is so much going on in this dish. The first thing that I kind of tasted was the soggy coating of the ice cream. It was not fried long enough, which I understand that's going to be hard to do because you want to fry it quickly because you don't want the ice cream to melt. But I ate this pretty much right away upon getting it, and it is already like so soggy. And when you combine that with the cookie butter whipped cream, that doesn't even taste like cookie butter. I don't know what that whipped cream tastes like, but it's not cookie butter. I can't really put my finger on it. It's not cookie butter, and whatever it is, it almost tastes fruity. It doesn't go with the peppermint whatsoever, and at the bottom of the bowl, there's like all this, I don't know if you can see it, but there's all this like goopy syrup. It's either some like sugar water simple syrup or some type of like coffee flavoring, like a Monin coffee syrup or something. And I'll tell you, this dish does not need any more sweetness when you get the ice cream and like the cereal coating and whatever that whipped cream is. It does not need any more sweetness, and whatever that is, oh. This is awful. What are they doing to this peppermint ice cream? Because it's amazing on its own. It was amazing on that red velvet waffle, but it is not good in this. It's a skip. Well, since we're on sweets, let's get to these festive beignets. These are light and fluffy beignets dusted with blue sugar cookie dust and served with a cookie butter icing. And I know I didn't make this clear after I ate that fried ice cream, but I love a cookie butter dessert. Cookie butter is one of the best flavored desserts, one of my favorite flavors that a dessert can be. Lemon blueberry or cookie butter are like my two go-tos. I'm a sucker for anything cookie butter. So I was really hoping for more from that, and I'm hoping that these cookie butter beignets deliver. So let's open this frosting here. This does not smell like cookie butter whatsoever. You know what it smells like? It smells like they put like some type of frosting in a cup and then they mixed it with Monin sugar cookie syrup. And let's not be mistaken here. Sugar cookie is not the same as cookie butter. Cookie butter is a very specific flavor. It's not the same as sugar cookie, and that's where I feel like these beignets here are gonna miss. We'll go for a dunk and see how they are. Yeah, exactly what I suspected is going on with these beignets. Contrary to most people, I actually don't mind the Tiana beignets that they serve over at Golden Oak Outpost. Some of them are good. I feel like every order you get like one or two that's good and then the other one or two that isn't that good. But overall, I generally don't mind them. I don't think they're better than Mickey beignets, but if you don't dip them in the syrup, in the frosting, they don't taste like anything and they don't have enough sugar because they're not completely coated. And when you do dip them in the syrup or the frosting here, this frosting is not good. It tastes exactly how it smells. It tastes like they put a little frosting in a cup, put a squirt or two of the Monin sugar cookie syrup, and called it a day. I don't know how they're getting away with calling this cookie butter because it was 100% is not. Another thing that I would unfortunately be skipping is fake cookie butter dessert. But onto our savory dish from Golden Oak Outpost. This is the holiday chicken nugget platter. It's crispy chicken nuggets with a sage, butter, and cranberry barbecue glaze, served with mashed potatoes and corn. I guess we'll try a nugget here first. Okay, that nugget was a little hard, but once you bite into it, that sauce on there is tasty. It's coated in a sage butter and a cranberry barbecue glaze. And when you get a bite with some of that sauce on it, amazing. However, these nuggets are not tossed in it enough. I need more of that sauce on here. I mean, if you want to count this as a nugget, it doesn't even have a single drop of the sauce. This is just that little bit. It's like, it's not nearly enough sauce. They should have made these like boneless nuggets, boneless wings, where they're completely shaken and tossed in the sauce instead of just drizzling a little bit on top, because it's not enough. But when you get a bite with that sauce in it, the flavor is amazing. So it's really unfortunate that there's just not enough on here. I wonder if you're able to ask for a little bit more of the sauce on there, or if you could get some on the side to kind of dip it in, because the idea is there. It's just executed not the best. It needs more sauce. It needs to be completely coated. Also, I love that it's served with mashed potatoes and corn, a little bit of a switch up from the usual sweet potato fries that they serve over at Golden Oak. And also there's a hilariously large portion of dried herbs, dried parsley on top of my mashed potatoes. I've never seen so much. Potatoes are actually pretty good. They could be a little bit more creamy, but I like that they're like red-skinned mashed potatoes. Like, I like that they kept the skins in there. Anyone else like skins in their mashed potatoes? I personally do. So I like the combo there. Mashed potatoes with the chicken and that sweet sauce. Especially if you could get a bite all together, it would go really, really well. Now for this corn here, pretty decent sized piece. Yeah, I mean, this is a bummer because this dish altogether would be excellent if there was more sauce. Since we're over here on this side of the park, I decided to get the party-exclusive food from here at Pecos Bill's next. When I first looked over the menus for the Christmas party this year, this was one of the things that I was looking forward to trying the most. Not only because I love carne asada fries, they actually have some really amazing ones over in Disneyland at Award Wieners. I get them all the time, they're delicious there. But also I was excited because Pecos Bill's just recently revamped their entire menu. Like completely new stuff, and I really enjoyed it, and I think it was a massive upgrade from what they had here in the past, which, by the way, if you want to see that video, it's up on my page. I tried literally everything on the menu, but I got really excited because I figured these would be really good, since now the menu at Pecos is great. So here we have the carne asada loaded fries. These are seasoned French fries with carne asada, chipotle queso, caramelized onions, avocado salsa verde, and queso fresco. Now with these fries, it's important to note that you can only get them until 11 p.m. on the night of the party. Matter of fact, all of Pecos Bill's closes at 11 o'clock, so if you want to get these fries, make sure to come here a little bit early in the night. But let's dig in, try and get a fry with a little bit of everything on there and try this out. Oh wow, guys, this is like salt overload here. It is so salty. The fries themselves are incredibly salty on their own. Oh my gosh. I feel like they put a little bit too much of the seasoning on the fries, and that's part of the issue here. Now, when Pecos Bill first got the new menu, they had these like barbecue seasoned fries on the menu, and they were so good. I really liked them. That's what these taste like. They've since took them off the menu, but that's what these fries taste like, except they were just way too overdone on the seasoning this time around, which is unfortunate, but it's just making this dish so overly salty. Also, I don't know if you could tell, but the carne asada, the steak itself, has kind of been like coated in some type of like sweet sauce. Oh my God, sweet and salty sauce. That's also contributing to the overload of salt. Oh my gosh. It's unfortunately going to be very hard to eat any more of this because it is just like, and trust me, I like salty seasoned food, but this is just like actually mind-blowingly salty. Like I need a cup of water instantly upon taking a couple of bites here. I'm not a fan, although the sauce on the steak is very, very salty, I'm not a fan of the sweetness either. I don't think carne asada should have any type of sweet flavor. It should just be extra limey, which that avocado salsa verde is giving a little bit of that fresh liminess, and I do appreciate that they added some fresh cilantro on top as well. So that's kind of adding the liminess, but the carne asada itself is not providing any citrus flavor that it should be. I do like the queso from here at Pecos. I think that chipotle queso that they're serving is really, really good, and there is a ton on it. Usually places you need like more queso. They don't give you enough. Well, that is definitely not the case here. There is so much queso, which I love. Another dish that has so much potential, and I feel like they might have just gotten too salt happy in my like bowl here, because if this didn't have as much salt, this would be great and I would definitely get it. But I think this is just like a case-by-case situation where they unfortunately decided to salt bae a little too much on here. But if it didn't have so much salt, the potential is there. Just like the chicken nuggets, there's so much potential. Just wasn't executed this time around. Okay, so next up I rushed over to Pinocchio's Village House because they had a couple things I was interested in, and similar to Pecos, Pinocchio's actually closes early as well, this time a little bit earlier at 9:30, so if you want to get anything on the menu at Pinocchio's, keep that in mind. I decided to get this flatbread here. This is the baked brie flatbread. It has a brie cheese spread, mango chutney, green apples, arugula, almonds, and honey. And this here is right up my alley. They also had a lasagna flatbread, but I love a good brie cheese paired with jam. I know I mentioned I love a sweet savory combo, especially on a charcuterie board. There's nothing quite like eating some brie cheese with some jam. So this sounds promising. Grab ourselves a slice of this pizza. It doesn't feel as crisp as I would like it here. Little soggy, especially the crust. The crust on these flatbreads is usually a bit more crisp than this one is, but let's try it out. This combo is crazy. I've never had this flavor on like pizza before, and honestly, it eats more like a dessert pizza than any type of like dinner pizza, which I expected it to be a little bit more savory than it is. This is very, very sweet, and if this was like toasted a little bit more and not as like squishy on the crust, this would be a lot better, which it's still really good. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely really, really enjoying this. I could use almost like a little bit more of the brie cheese to add a little bit more savoriness, maybe a little bit more arugula as well, because I got a bite with the arugula, and that definitely tasted better. It just adds like a little like fresh leafy green, opposed to all of that sweetness from the apple and the honey, because there is a ton of honey on here. I also love that they added like sliced almonds. It's a great combo, but it could use a little bit more arugula and a little bit more brie cheese, and the crust could use a little bit more of a toast. But other than that, this is impressive, and I'm surprised they're serving something like this here. After that flatbread, we have made our way across the way to Friar's Nook for another highly, highly anticipated snack at this event, the sugar cookie hand pie. This here is a sugar cookie dough wrapped in a flaky crust with icing and festive sprinkles. Now, they actually have a huge menu for the Christmas party over at Friar's Nook. I decided to just stick with this because a lot of this stuff is like repeats from last year that I'd seen, so this sugar cookie hand pie here is new and just sounds fantastic. I cannot wait to dig into this here. Okay, this is the first thing that I've gotten that is really, really wowing me, and that you guys 100% need to come over here and try. It's like a really, really amazing sugar cookie dough, almost underbaked and cookie doughy. Like it's an underbaked sugar cookie dough, just wrapped in that crispy, almost empanada-like crust. And then you have that sweet glazed frosting on top. The glazed frosting is really, really thin and almost looks like milk, but it does add a nice sweetness to this hand pie here. This is fantastic. And not only is this the first thing that is really wowing me, this is the first thing that kind of actually lives up to the name and is just delivering on all cylinders. You know, a lot of the things that I've tried so far have just been like, you know, decent, but they've just been missing something, missing extra sauce, missing like a crispness. This delivers on all of those levels. It has a nice crisp on the outside, then it's nice and soft and doughy, just sweet enough. Fantastic. Like I said, this is a must-get snack at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, and it's crazy because there's no one over here at Friar's Nook. No one knows it's here, but now you guys will. I'm walking away from Friar's Nook, still thinking about that hand pie, guys, but I am en route to get my next sweet treat. This one sounds interesting too. I saw they have a little treat back here in Storybook Circus, which by the way, is all done up fireworks are just starting, but there's a little secret snack back here that I want to show you guys. But before we get this treat, can we talk about this view of the fireworks here from Storybook Circus? You get all the festive vibes, you're surrounded by lights, you can hear the music, and you're standing in snow. There is so much snow back here. This is honestly a great place to watch the holiday fireworks. Well, at this pretzel cart that's really tucked away, kind of back where you meet Santa Claus here in Storybook Circus, they have this Santa's belt buckle dessert. This is a pistachio mousse with a dark chocolate truffle center and a chocolate buckle. And you guys probably know, but the pistachio chocolate combo is kind of going viral right now in that like Dubai chocolate. So I wonder if this had any inspiration from it. And before I picked this up, I thought it was gonna be like one of those cubes. That's another thing that's kind of going viral, at least here in Orlando. They have these like Korean desserts that are like dough cubes that you kind of rip apart, and it has like a filling in the center. That's kind of what I thought this was gonna be, but it looks to just be a chocolate shell cube here. And it's also a lot smaller than I thought it was gonna be too. And look at the Snope is just, I'm gonna eat it in the Snope. So let's break into this here. I'm not quite sure what to expect, what it's gonna look like in the center. Okay, it looks like a lot of pistachio and not a lot of chocolate. So I guess we'll try the pistachio before we get to the chocolate truffle center. Unfortunately, it's giving dome cake mousse mess. And you guys know how I feel about a Disney dome cake. Disney just loves these moussey dome-like desserts. It's just disguised in a cube this time. But I went ahead and got myself another bite with some of that chocolate truffle, so maybe it'll help. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if this is actually chocolate truffle in the center there or chocolate brownie, because it definitely tastes more like a brownie. But it does help kind of cut that artificial fake pistachio flavor that this is giving. Definitely a bit better when you get some of the chocolate in there, but this is not the best. Just another dome cake in disguise here in Storybook Circus. I actually don't think they have any dome cakes in actual dome shape on any of the Christmas menus for the party, at least. So this is them kind of sneaking their dome cake in the form of Santa's belt buckle. It's unfortunate, but you know they couldn't go a special party or something without sneaking one in there in some form. But while this dessert here isn't my favorite, I am loving the Storybook Circus holiday vibes here. Definitely come check it out. It's very, very festive. Other than Main Street, this is the most decorated and festive land in Magic Kingdom for the party. Okay, so I think I have it in me for one final stop of the evening. We're gonna head over to the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor. All right, so you guys already know we've dove into the peppermint ice cream that they've got going on here in the Magic Kingdom. And of course, they're serving it up at the Plaza as well in this little ice cream cookie sandwich. This is the peppermint ice cream cookie sandwich. It has peppermint ice cream sandwiched between 2 oatmeal peppermint chip cookies, and then it's rolled in candy cane pieces. And I made sure to get extra napkins because this is already melting, because it took them so long to give me my gingerbread shake that they gave me this already 50% melted, and it's literally just a disaster. But it looks like a delicious disaster here. Okay, that peppermint cookie sandwich is really, really good. Those oatmeal peppermint cookies are delicious. I love that they're kind of doing a cookie different than just a typical chocolate chip cookie, because they always have like the cookie sandwiches over at the Plaza, but it's just with a chocolate chip cookie. And last year they had a brownie sundae with the brownie and then the peppermint ice cream on top, and I thought it was delicious. They have it again this year. It's served during the regular day as well as the party, so I didn't get it this time around, but like I said, there will be a video coming of all the snacks you could get during the regular day as well. And that brownie sundae is really, really good. That cookie sandwich is also really, really good though. You guys already know I love the peppermint ice cream. And like I said, those cookies, they are a little bit dry, but since you have the ice cream in there, it kind of helps to take everything together, and it's really good. Just make sure you eat it very quickly, otherwise it's going to melt everywhere like it did with me. And now for this gingerbread shake here. This has vanilla ice cream with gingerbread syrup and ginger snap crumbles, and then it's topped with whipped cream and a chocolate piece. Let's try it out. This here is definitely very, very light on the gingerbread flavor. It almost tastes more like a vanilla milkshake. just the tiniest hint of gingerbread. I honestly could have used a little bit more, and I would have also liked if they had like a little actual gingerbread cookie on top instead of just this piece of chocolate here. Maybe like crumbled some gingerbread cookies in there, because really it's just a vanilla shake with just like the tiniest hint of gingerbread. And you know, it's like still a good shake because they're actually hand spinning the shakes at the plaza, unlike at most other places at Disney World. This is one of the very few places you can actually get a hand-spun milkshake that is cold, that is frozen, and that tastes good. So while it's a good milkshake, it doesn't necessarily scream gingerbread to me. Well, that is going to do it for us here tonight at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. I had a great evening, and I hope this video helps you guys plan out what you are going to eat here at the party. But before I do head out, I want to go over some things that I would get again at the party, and some things that I would probably skip next time. Starting with the skips, both desserts from Golden Oak Outpost were unfortunately a massive miss. There were two things that I was really looking forward to trying because I love cookie butter, but both of them fell very flat in the fried ice cream and those festive beignets. Would not recommend either of them. I wouldn't recommend that Santa belt buckle. The pistachio flavor was so artificial tasting, and it was a dome cake in disguise. And then that Szechuan cauliflower was also a miss. I love like a fried cauliflower, and just seeing it in that bag, even though I knew it was probably gonna come in frozen, just seeing it with my own two eyes was just a little bit off-putting. Also, the portion size was not the best. It wasn't Szechuan, it was not spicy, and it wasn't very crispy either. The two things I definitely would get again. First up, that peppermint cookie sandwich from the Plaza. I really enjoyed that. That peppermint ice cream is just so good when done right, except in that fried ice cream. That was the only miss for the peppermint ice cream of the evening. But that peppermint ice cream cookie sandwich was delicious. Those oatmeal peppermint cookies were a knockout for real, really good. And then the number one item of the evening, that sugar cookie hand pie, without a doubt, I would get again if I was coming to this party. It is the perfect sweet treat. If you guys like cookie dough, that you gotta come try it out. That's my number one from the party. But with that, we have tried over 10 different brand new items at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you to all of my Patreon subscribers for supporting the channel. I appreciate all of you guys. And like I said, I have a ton more holiday content, Disney holiday content coming your way in the food that you could get without a party ticket, in a Jollywood Nights foodie guide. There is so much to cover when it comes to holiday food here at Disney World. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you enjoy honest Disney food reviews, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.